Do you know how much your wireless is costing you? Probably a lot more than you think. But with Consumer Cellular, you can get talk, text, and data for just $20 a month. Consumer Cellular also offers flexible plans, nationwide coverage to 99% of the U.S. population, no contract, and a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Plus, you keep your number and your phone. Make the switch today. Go to consumercellular.com to get started.
If you've been feeling overwhelmed with anxiety lately, try listening to a guided meditation on the Meditation for Anxiety podcast. Meditation is a proven, natural way to help you calm down and dissolve stress so you can feel lighter and happier. So subscribe for free today to the Meditation for Anxiety podcast by searching for Meditation for Anxiety on your favorite podcast player.
This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 2117. Food Ingredients Label List. Is it helpful or deceptive? By Dr. Scott Schreiber with DIYActive.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs out there, with permission from the websites, of course, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. And with that, let's get right to the post as we optimize your life. Food Ingredients Label List. Is it helpful or deceptive? By Dr. Scott Schreiber with DIYActive.com. It's time to understand ingredient labels. Does the order matter on ingredient labels? What are common names? How do flavorings affect you? Yep, there is more to ingredient labels than immediately appear. The truth behind ingredient labels. The Food and Drug Administration mandates that all ingredients listed are placed in descending order of predominance. This means it's arranged from most to least by weight. The list is required to be on the same panel as the manufacturer, packer, or distributor information. It may be placed before or after the nutrition label. The font type must be at least 1/16 inch based on the lowercase o. This is the small print that very few people actually read. The font is so small that many are unaware that ingredients are even included on the package. All ingredients that are added to the product need to be listed. However, if a specific ingredient is added and subsequently removed, it does not need to be included. Concerns arise because it is very difficult to know with 100% certainty that all of a specific ingredient has been eliminated. Also, chemical changes can occur to the food during the addition and subsequent removal of the ingredient that can be harmful to your health. A consumer would not know that potentially harmful ingredients were even added, which is pretty disturbing. What are common names? Common names, the most understood by the public, should also be used. However, what's common to one person is not common to another, and there is no standardization. On the FDA webpage, sugar is used as an example. But in a previous article, I've documented 61 different choices of sugar that can be used on labels. This portion of the labeling law seems to be enforced very loosely. Now, what about fats? Some alternative fat and oil blends may be listed in parentheses when they are not the predominant ingredient, and the manufacturer is not able to identify which fat or oil is the predominant ingredient. This does not make sense, since whom else but the manufacturer would know the predominant ingredient? This is very concerning, considering some fats are damaging to your health, such as trans fat and saturated fat. How are preservatives labeled? When chemical preservatives are added to a food product, the common name and reason for use must be present on the label. As I mentioned, common names are subjective. Also, side effects such as allergic reactions are not required to be on the label. Common chemical preservatives include BHT, or butylated hydroxytoluene, and BHA, or butylated hydroxyanisole. They are used to extend shelf life. BHT keeps the original food color and helps prevent food from developing an odor. It's commonly used in fats and oils. BHA is used to prevent food from going rancid. It's added to fat-containing foods such as cereals, snack foods, dehydrated potatoes, beer, and chewing gum. According to CNN.com, Both of these have been shown to promote the growth of tumors in lab animals. Sodium nitrate is another common preservative. It's found in bacon, jerky, deli meats, and smoked salmon. It's used to prevent botulism and reduce changes in color. The Environmental Protection Agency states that high levels of sodium nitrate may be related to brain tumors, leukemia, and nasal and throat tumors. Sulfites have been used for centuries, particularly in the production of wine. They're used to prevent bacterial growth and prevent discoloration. They're used in beer, cocktail mixes, processed baked goods, pickles, olives, salad dressing, powdered sugar, lobster, scallops, fruit fillings, fruit juices, and potatoes. Some people are sensitive to sulfites. However, reactions are more common in those with asthma. Sodium benzoate is a common preservative used to reduce the growth of molds, bacteria, and yeast, particularly in acidic foods. This preservative is used in carbonated beverages, fruit juices, pickles, salsa, and dips. This preservative is generally regarded as safe in small amounts. Now, how about flavorings? Spices, natural or artificial flavors must be labeled, but the specific ingredients do not have to be named. Many dangerous chemicals, as well as food products that many do not want to consume, can be snuck in under this category. It's best to avoid products that contain natural or artificial flavorings. Individual ingredients do not have to be named. A term as simple as flavoring can be used. It's these types of loopholes in labeling that dangerous chemicals can be added to foods without the public even knowing. How about food colorings? Many spices are used for colorings. They need to be labeled as such. If colorings are chemical in nature and certified, then they are listed as their specific name. If they are not certified, they are labeled as artificial coloring or artificial color. Any chemical can qualify as artificial coloring. According to the Center for Science in the Public Interest, food manufacturers use over 15 million pounds of food colorings in our food. There are studies that link food coloring to certain types of cancer, hyperactivity, and behavioral problems in children. In Europe, foods that contain colorings come with a warning label. This is not the case in the United States. According to the Food Freedom Network, the following food colorings have been associated with negative health consequences. Blue number 1 has been associated with kidney tumors. Blue number 2, increased tumor growth in general. Citrus red number 2 is toxic to rodents and causes bladder cancer. Green number 3 may increase the risk for tumors in the pancreas and in the testes. Red number 3 linked to thyroid cancer. Red number 40, immune tumors and hyperactivity. Yellow number 5, also linked to hyperactivity. And yellow number 6, tumors of the adrenal gland. Are you allergic to certain ingredients? Only major food allergens must be on the label. These include milk, egg, fish, crustacean shellfish, tree nuts, wheat, soybeans, and peanuts. And more recently, sesame has been added to the list as well. Tree nuts include almonds, beech nuts, Brazil nuts, butternuts, cashews, chestnuts, coconuts, hazelnuts, ginkgo nuts, hickory nuts, lychee nuts, pecans, pine nuts, pistachios, shea nuts, and walnuts. Wheat includes all types: common wheat, durum wheat, club wheat, spelt, semolina, einkorn, emmer, kamut, and triticale. Wrap up. What do I eat? It's best to avoid chemicals used in the food manufacturing process. Consuming a mostly organic whole food diet will avoid most harmful chemicals. I cannot stress enough to take the time and read food labels prior to purchasing a particular food item. If you do not recognize it as a common ingredient, it's probably an added chemical. If you cannot pronounce the ingredient, it is most likely unhealthy. Focus on high-quality, organic, nutritious whole foods, mostly fruit and vegetables in their natural forms, and preferably sourced locally. You just listened to the post titled Food Ingredients Label List. Is it helpful or deceptive? By Dr. Scott Schreiber with DIYActive.com.
So you open Google Chrome on your phone, you're hunting for a super rare first edition vinyl of a band you're obsessed with, when you're supposed to be working. But this site you tapped on seems pretty shady. and Daryl from IT just jumped up from his desk. Oh no, he's coming your way. It's a good thing built-in malware protection keeps you safe and sound. Not from Daryl, though. Sorry. There's no place like Chrome. Download Google Chrome on your phone.
Looking for a university that believes in your students' potential and invests in their success? Watch them soar above and beyond at University of Maryland Eastern Shore with one of our 60 bachelor's degrees. Our dedicated faculty and staff are committed to providing students with a supportive community and the attention they need to dive into their passions and become who they want to be. Experience a top 20 HBCU that treats its students like family and start on your journey today with a virtual tour or schedule an on-campus visit. Learn more at umes.edu/visit.
Dr. Neal here for my commentary. I really like Dr. Schreiber's advice about trying to pronounce ingredients. If it's hard to pronounce, it may not be the most nutritious. Another time-saving trick I like to use involves the ingredients list itself. When you're looking at the list of ingredients, look to see how many are listed. If the food has more than 5 ingredients, it probably means it's also got a lot of additives and preservatives, basically things that we probably don't need. Now, have you ever thought about how fresh fruits and vegetables don't even have an ingredients list? No? Just me? Well, anywho, let's think about why that is. Oh yeah, it's because they don't need one. After all, it'd be a waste of resources to print an ingredients list for just one ingredient. All right, that'll do it for today. I hope you're having a great weekend if you're listening in real time, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Sunday show and where your optimal life awaits.